The attack ended as suddenly as it began. The mysterious vessels retreated after the horizon fired warning shots. Lily stood on the bridge trying to make sense of what just happened. "Commander Walsh, we need to talk." Dana said, her voice low so others could not hear. "Your new friend is causing quite a stir," Lily nodded, following Dana to the conference room where Silvariel waited. The alien woman sat straight-backed and regal despite her injuries. Emberclaw perched on her shoulder, his amber eyes tracking Lily as she entered. The small dragon immediately chirped and flew awkwardly across the room, landing on Lily's shoulder. "See," Silvariel said with a smile. "He knows his second parent. This is exactly what we need to discuss." Dana said, bringing up a holographic display. "Our sensors detected a beacon activated from your ship. It seems to be broadcasting your location to multiple receivers." Silvariel nodded. "The royal beacon. It calls to my people. It is how they will find me. Find us." She looked at Lily with open admiration. "My life bond saved me from the ice depths. They will want to honor her." Lily took a deep breath. "We need to clarify something. I am not your life bond. On Earth, offering a blanket to someone in need is just basic kindness. It does not signify marriage or any kind of lifelong commitment." Silvariel tilted her head, confused. "But you wrapped me in your own thermal protection. You gave me your life warmth when I was dying. Such sacrifice is the foundation of the bonding ceremony, and you took Emberclaw into your care." Silvariel continued, "He has chosen you as his second bonded. That alone would make you family among my people." The dragon in question nuzzled against Lily's neck, making small, contented noises. Despite herself, Lily felt affection for the creature. She gently stroked his head, earning a purring sound. Dana cleared her throat. "Earth Alliance protocols for first contact are clear. We need to respect cultural differences while also clarifying our own intentions." "I understand," Silvariel said, though her expression showed she clearly did not. "Where I come from, intent matters less than action. The act of sharing life warmth created the bond whether you meant it to or not." The ship computer interrupted. "Commander Walsh, incoming transmission from an unknown vessel. They claim to be Eldorath and are requesting permission to dock." Lily's heart sank. The situation was escalating faster than she could manage. "Let them dock," Lily said, rising from her seat. "Let me talk to Silvariel alone first, please." When Dana left, Lily turned to the alien woman. "Look, Silvariel, I respect your culture and traditions, but there seems to be a serious misunderstanding. I cannot be your life bond." Silvariel stood moving closer. Her scent reminded Lily of mountain flowers after rain. "I understand your hesitation," she said softly, "but the bond is not something easily broken. My people will be arriving soon, including likely my sister Kate. She is Grand Magus of our people." The Eldorath ship docked an hour later. Lily stood in the reception bay with Silvariel and Emberclaw still refusing to leave Lily alone. The diplomatic team had been briefed, but they all looked nervous. This was unprecedented first contact after all. The Eldorath delegation emerged from their ship. 5 tall, elegant beings with the same iridescent skin and pointed ears as Silvariel. Their clothing seemed to shift colors with their movements. The one in front wore an elaborate headdress. Her resemblance to Silvariel was unmistakable. Sister Kate exclaimed, rushing forward to embrace Silvariel. "We feared the worst when your ship disappeared from our sensors. The Void Carvers have grown bold to attack a royal vessel." Kate then turned to Lily, her violet eyes widening as she noticed Emberclaw draped across Lily's shoulders. "So the beacon spoke truth. You have taken a life bond from among these humans, and the Heartkin has accepted her as well." Lily began to speak, but Silvariel interrupted. "She saved me from certain death. She wrapped me in her own life warmth. She fought off Void Carver scouts to protect me. She is brave and honorable." The delegation murmured among themselves. Kate studied Lily intensely. "You do not understand what you have done, human," she said finally. "This is not a simple matter. Silvariel is third daughter to the High Council. Her bonding has political implications." Lily felt a headache forming. "I was trying to save her life. That is all one of the other." Eldorath, a male, with silver streaks in his hair, stepped forward. "The Heartkin has chosen her," he said, pointing to Emberclaw. "That cannot be dismissed. The dragon chooses only those worthy of the ancient magics to break a life bond, especially one blessed by a Heartkin." Kate continued, "Would be seen as a grave insult to our people. It would prevent any possibility of alliance between humans and Eldorath. And we need allies." Silveriel added softly. "The Void Carvers grow stronger. They hunt the Heartkin to extinction for their bioenergy. They will not stop until all dragons and those who protect them are destroyed." Diplomatic Officer Helen Ward, who had been silent until now, spoke up. "Perhaps we should discuss this situation more formally. Allow both sides to explain their customs and find a solution that respects everyone involved." The discussions lasted days. Lily learned that the Eldorath were an ancient species, masters of biological technology and what humans would call magic. Their civilization spanned dozens of worlds connected by pathways through what they called the Shimmer, a dimension parallel to normal space. The dragons, or Heartkin as the Eldorath called them, were not pets, but symbiotic partners. The bond between Eldorath and Heartkin was sacred, strengthening both creatures. The dragons were hunted nearly to extinction by the Void Carvers, mechanoid beings who harvested their unique energy. "What troubles me most," Kate said during one meeting, "is that Emberclaw has fully bonded with you, Commander Walsh. This is unprecedented. A Heartkin bonding with a non-Eldorath. He refuses to leave your side." The dragon in question had grown noticeably in just the few days since the rescue. His wingspan now reached nearly a meter, and his scales had darkened to a deep crimson. He followed Lily everywhere, sleeping curled at the foot of her bed, appearing whenever she called, even if not deliberately. "I cannot explain it," Lily admitted. "I feel connected to him somehow. I know when he's hungry or tired. I can sense his emotions. That is the bond," Kate explained. "Though how a human could achieve it so quickly, I do not understand." Meanwhile, the diplomatic teams were making progress. The Eldorath were interested in alliance with the humans. Earth technology complemented Eldorath bioscience in ways that could benefit both species, but they insisted that the life bond between Lily and Silveriel remain recognized. Lily found herself spending more time with Silveriel, learning about her culture. Despite the awkward circumstances, she enjoyed the alien woman's company. Silveriel was intelligent, curious, and surprisingly funny. Her perspective on the universe was refreshingly different. "You do not need to fear the bond," Silveriel told Lily one evening, as they watched the stars from the observation deck. "It is not a cage, it is a bridge." Lily sighed. "I come from a culture where people choose their partners based on mutual attraction, compatibility, shared goals. They spend time getting to know each other before making lifelong commitments." Silveriel considered this. "We have such relationships too," she said. "But the life bond is different. It is rare, sacred. It forms only between souls already connected, though neither may know it. The life warmth ceremony merely confirms what already exists." Emberclaw chirped in apparent agreement from his perch on Lily's shoulder. "You truly believe we were somehow meant to find each other?" Lily asked, skeptical but curious. Silveriel smiled enigmatically. "Of all the ice planets and all the systems in all the galaxy, you landed on the exact spot where I crashed. You offered your life warmth without hesitation. Emberclaw chose you immediately. These are not coincidences." Before Lily could respond, the ship alarms blared. "Commander, to the bridge, urgent." Both women rushed to the command center. Dana looked grave. "Long-range sensors have detected a large fleet entering the system," she reported. "The signature matches the scouts we encountered earlier, the Void Carvers," Silveriel whispered. "They found us." "How many ships?" Lily demanded. 50, at least, Dana answered. "And they are not responding to hails. We need to evacuate," Kate said, appearing at the doorway. "My ship can create a shimmer path to our homeworld. The humans will be safe there." Lily shook her head. "This is Earth Alliance space. I will not abandon my post or my ship. We stand and fight." Emberclaw suddenly reared up on Lily's shoulder, his scales glowing brightly. A low, rumbling growl emanated from his throat. "Senses them," Silveriel explained. "They hunt him specifically. His energy signature is unique. Even as a hatchling, he calls to them." Lily felt something strange, a warmth spreading from where Emberclaw perched through her entire body. She somehow knew what he was feeling, what he wanted. "He wants to fight," she said, surprised. Silveriel nodded. "He is Royal Heartkin, defender of the Eldorath. It is in his nature, and he believes in you." "His chosen one." Kate stepped forward, her expression solemn. "It seems we have no choice. The human is correct. We must stand together. The Void Carvers must be stopped here before they can track us to our homeworlds. The Great Husband has spoken." "Another," Eldorath said, bowing slightly to Lily. Lily blinked. "Great Husband, it is your title now," Silveriel explained with a small smile. "As my life bond and as one chosen by Royal Heartkin, you are the Great Husband, protector of two peoples." Despite everything, Lily found herself smiling back. The situation was absurd, yet somehow, it felt right. Emberclaw spread his wings on her shoulder, letting out a challenging cry that seemed much too powerful for his small body. Commander Lily Walsh stood at the viewport of Survey Ship Horizon, watching the swirling snowstorms of Frostheim below. The icy planet had been marked for routine examination. Nothing more. Yet Lily felt something strange about this mission. Something pulling her toward the surface. The landing team consisted of 5 members Lily led, with Officer Dana Mills handling communications, Science Officer Megan Roberts for specimens collection, and Security Officers Amy Green and Susan Taylor providing protection. The transport shuttle shuddered as it descended through the atmosphere. Frostheim welcomed them with howling winds and temperatures far below freezing. Their expedition suits protected them, but Lily could still feel the bite of cold through her gloves as she stepped onto the crunching snow. "We have 4 hours before the storm front hits," Dana said, studying her scanner readings. 4 hours to catalog whatever we can find and get back to orbit." They trudged through deep snow, following sensor readings toward an area with unusual energy signatures. 3 hours into their expedition, Megan called out, pointing toward a dark shape barely visible through the snowfall. The team approached cautiously. What appeared at first to be a natural rock formation revealed itself as something else entirely. "It's a ship," Lily said, running her gloved hand along the smooth metallic surface. "But not one of ours." The vessel had clearly crashed. Its hull was cracked open, exposing the interior to the harsh elements. Susan took point weapon ready as they entered through the breach. The interior was dark, their helmet lights casting long shadows across unfamiliar technology. "Life signs detected." Megan whispered, her scanner blinking. Faint but present. 2 meters ahead, they found her in what must have been the control room. Her body was slumped over a console. Her skin had an iridescent quality that shimmered even in the dim light. Long pointed ears protruded from beneath silvery hair. That alone would have been shocking enough, but what truly stunned the team was the small creature clutched protectively to her chest. "Is that Amy began, a reptile of some kind?" Susan finished. "It looks like a tiny dragon." The alien woman was badly injured. Her breathing shallow, her body temperature dropping rapidly even by the standards of her unknown biology. Curled against her, the small dragon-like creature made soft, keening sounds. "We need to get them back to the ship," Lily decided. No time for proper first contact. Protocols. "They won't survive out here." Megan hesitated. "Standard procedures dictate quarantine for unknown species." "I know what the rules say," Lily snapped. "But they will die if we leave them here. We can sort out protocols after we save their lives." The UI alien was light despite her height. Lily carefully wrapped her own emergency thermal blanket around both the woman and her small reptilian companion. As she did, the creature's eyes opened. Brilliant amber irises like twin flames stared up at Lily. The dragon let out a soft chirp, and then, to everyone's amazement, it crawled from the alien's grasp and up Lily's arm, perching on her shoulder. "It seems to like you." Dana observed as they carefully transported the unconscious alien back to their shuttle. The storm hit just as they reached the shuttle. The team's pilot, Nicole Brown, had the engines running. They barely made it off the surface before visibility dropped to zero back aboard the Horizon. The medical bay was prepared for the unusual patients. Dr. Claire Wilson had never treated an alien before, but her expertise in xenobiology made her the best qualified. The alien woman was placed in the medical pod while scans ran. The small dragon refused to leave, Lily refusing all attempts to separate them. It remained curled around her neck like a living scarf. Its scales were warm against her skin. A stark contrast to the cold of Frostheim, preliminary results show. Her biology is surprisingly compatible with ours, Claire said after running tests. Oxygen breather carbon-based, I can treat her injuries, but she needs warmth. Her core temperature is dangerously low. The dragon chirped again, its tiny claws gripping Lily's uniform as if sensing they were discussing its companion. For the next 12 hours, Lily remained in medical bay. The dragon would not leave her and seemed distressed whenever she moved away from the alien woman. So Lily stayed sleeping in a chair beside the medical pod, occasionally stroking the small creature's head, which earned appreciative purring sounds. It was during the early ship morning when the alien finally stirred. Her eyes opened, revealing irises of deep violet. Her gaze immediately found Lily and the dragon now sleeping in her lap. The alien spoke, her voice melodic but the words incomprehensible. The universal translator in the medical bay attempted to process the language. You gave me your life warmth, the translation finally produced. The alien was staring at the thermal blanket still partially covering her, and you protect my heartkin. The dragon awakened at the sound of her voice but surprisingly remained with Lily. I found you in your crashed ship. Lily explained. You were injured. We brought you here for medical treatment. The alien tried to sit up, wincing with the effort. Claire had repaired the worst injuries, but she would need time to heal. The alien reached out one slender hand toward Lily. In my culture, she said through the translator, to share life warmth with a stranger is the most sacred bond. It is how we choose our life bonds, are what you might call spouses. Lily felt a chill that had nothing to do with Frostheim. I just wanted to help you, I didn't know. The alien smiled, her expression radiant. You are now my life bond by the ancient rites. And my heartkin has chosen you as well. She gestured to the dragon still curled contentedly in Lily's lap. This is unprecedented. My people will be most interested to meet the one who has become the husband. My name is Lily, Lily said, feeling suddenly overwhelmed. Commander Lily Walsh of Earth Alliance Survey Corps. And you are I am Silveriel of House Moon Whisper, third daughter to the High Council of the Eldorath. And this, she nodded toward the dragon, is Emberclaw, last of the royal clutch. Silveriel's expression suddenly became serious. A distress signal was sent when my ship crashed. My people will come searching. They must know I am safe with my new life bond. Lily opened her mouth to explain the misunderstanding, but at that moment alarms blared throughout the ship. Commander, to the bridge, Dana's voice came over the intercom. We've got multiple objects approaching at high speed. They aren't responding to hails. Silveriel grasped Lily's hand, her violet eyes wide with fear. They are not my people, she whispered. They are the ones who shot down my ship, the Void Carvers. They hunt us. They hunt the Heartkin. She looked at the small dragon. They will destroy everything in their path to capture Emberclaw. The dragon, sensing the tension, growled, its tiny form glowing slightly with internal heat. Lily stood duty calling her despite the bizarre situation she found herself in. She would need to explain to Silveriel that there was no marriage, no life bond, but that would have to wait. The Horizon and her crew were in danger. Stay here. Lily told Silveriel, you'll be safe. Silveriel shook her head. That is not how life bonds work, she said, attempting to stand. We face danger together. That is our way. The dragon chirped, in apparent agreement, leaping from Lily's lap to Silveriel's shoulder, then back again as if trying to keep them both together. Lily had no time to argue. The ship trembled as something struck the outer shields. Whatever was coming for them had arrived. And somehow Lily knew that offering a simple blanket to a stranger had just changed her life forever. The weeks following the initial Voidcarver attack were tense but productive. The Earth Alliance sent reinforcements after hearing about the new alien species. 3 more ships arrived to support the Horizon. The Eldorath delegation remained aboard, sharing knowledge and technology as a gesture of goodwill. Emberclaw continued to grow at an astonishing rate. What had been a small creature, no larger than a house cat, was now the size of a large dog. His wings spanned 2 meters, and his scales had deepened to a rich crimson with gold highlights along his spine. Lily found herself adapting to her unexpected role. The Eldorath treated her with tremendous respect, bowing slightly whenever she entered a room, calling her great husband, regardless of how many times she asked them not to. Earth Alliance officials were both amused and concerned by the situation. Admiral Carol Phillips arrived with the reinforcements, summoning Lily to a private meeting. "So let me get this straight," Phillips said, reviewing the reports. "You rescued an alien, gave her your blanket, and now you're married to her according to their customs. And they've given you some kind of royal title. That about covers it," Admiral Lily replied, trying to keep her expression neutral. "And this dragon," Phillips continued, "he follows you everywhere." As if on cue, Emberclaw poked his head through the doorway, chirping questioningly when he saw Lily. The dragon had somehow learned to open doors, a fact that disturbed security personnel. "It's fine," Lily called, using her nickname for the creature. "You can come in." Phillips watched with fascination as the dragon bounded into the room, settling beside Lily, resting his large head on her lap. "Extraordinary," she murmured. "How did you form this bond?" Lily stroked Emberclaw between his horns, earning a rumbling purr. "I honestly don't know, Admiral. It just happened. It feels natural now, like he's always been with me." The Admiral nodded thoughtfully. "The diplomatic implications alone make this situation unique, Commander. But these Voidcarvers concern me. Their technology seems advanced. Their ships numerous. What do we know about them? According to the Eldorath, they're a synthetic species." Lily explained they harvest biological energy, especially the unique energy produced by dragons. They destroyed most of the Heartkin over centuries of hunting, and now they want your pet dragon. Phillips concluded, "He's not exactly a pet," Lily corrected, feeling Emberclaw stiffen under her hand. "The Eldorath believe dragons are sentient partners. They form a symbiotic relationship with their bonded Eldorath, enhancing both beings. And with you." Phillips raised an eyebrow. "Yes, with me too, though no one seems to understand how a human could form such a bond." The Admiral stood gazing out the viewport at the stars. "It seems we have little choice but to take this alliance seriously, Commander. These Voidcarvers represent a potential threat to Earth as well. If they would pursue one dragon across space with 50 ships, what might they do for more? I believe the threat is real." Admiral Lily said, "I've seen their weapons capabilities. They targeted Emberclaw specifically. They can somehow sense him." Phillips turned back to Lily, her expression serious. "I am authorizing a joint defense initiative, Commander. You will work directly with the Eldorath to prepare for the coming conflict. Understand these aliens learn their weaknesses and strengths. This dragon bond may be our greatest asset." "Yes," Admiral Lily replied, and Walsh Phillips added with a slight smile, "Congratulations on your marriage. I expect an invitation to the official ceremony." Lily spent the following days in intensive training with Silveriel and Kate. They explained the nature of the Eldorath bond and how it typically enhanced both parties. The life bond isn't merely ceremonial. Kate explained as they sat in the ship's arboretum. It creates an actual bioenergetic connection, similar to what happens between Eldorath and Heartkin, but usually less pronounced. Lily watched as Emberclaw playfully chased butterflies among the plants. His movements were becoming more graceful, more powerful each day. "Then why do I feel such a strong connection to Emberclaw?" she asked. "I can sense his emotions, sometimes even his thoughts." Silveriel and Kate exchanged meaningful glances. Finally, Kate spoke. "It is unprecedented, but our theory is that your human physiology is somehow more receptive to Heartkin energy than we expected. Perhaps because you lack the natural defenses an Eldorath would have, or perhaps," Silveriel added softly, "Emberclaw chose you specifically because he sensed something special in you, something even we cannot see. Before Lily could respond, Emberclaw suddenly froze. His head snapped toward the viewport, his pupils narrowing to slits. A low growl emanated from his throat. "What's wrong?" Lily asked, reaching for him. "They come," Kate whispered, her eyes unfocused briefly. "They come through the dark." The ship alarms blared. Sensors had detected multiple objects appearing at the edge of the system, moving at incredible speed. Bridge to Commander Walsh. Dana called over the intercom, "You're needed immediately." The command center was a flurry of activity when Lily arrived. Silveriel, Kate and Emberclaw, close behind her officers, reported that 20 Voidcarver scout ships had appeared. They were not approaching directly, but seemed to be establishing positions around the system. "They are setting up a blockade," Dana explained, pointing to the tactical display cutting off escape routes. "Not just a blockade," Kate corrected. "They are creating a harvest field, a technique they use to track and trap Heartkin energy. They can detect Emberclaw's unique signature." Silveriel stepped forward. "The Voidcarvers must believe Emberclaw is more valuable than a typical Heartkin," she said. Her expression was troubled. "Why?" Lily asked. Kate answered. "He is royal Heartkin, last of his specific lineage." She hesitated. "The Eldorath royal line bonds only with dragons of special power. Emberclaw is young but already shows signs of abilities beyond normal Heartkin." As if to demonstrate, Emberclaw suddenly reared up. His wings extended fully. The temperature in the command center rose noticeably. His scales glowed from within. Small flames licked around his mouth. "He is trying to protect us," Silveriel explained. "He senses the danger." Lily felt a surge of heat through her body, a protective instinct that seemed to come from both within and without. She placed her hand on Emberclaw's head, immediately calming him. "It's okay, Em," she said softly. "We will face them together." The next few days were spent preparing for battle. The Earth Alliance ships formed defensive positions around the horizon. The Eldorath vessel moved into a complementary position. Kate and several other Eldorath specialists worked with human engineers to enhance the ship's weapons with their biological technology. Lily divided her time between command duties and working with Emberclaw. Kate had suggested that strengthening the bond might provide additional advantages in the coming conflict. "You must learn to channel his energy," Silveriel instructed as they sat in Lily's quarters. Emberclaw curled around her like a living shield. "Close your eyes, feel the connection between you." Lily tried to focus. The bond had been growing stronger each day. Now when she concentrated, she could almost see it. A glowing thread connecting her heart to the dragon's. "Good," Kate encouraged. "You are more receptive than we expected. Focus on the warmth, the protection, feel it flow between you." Lily gasped as a wave of heat surged through her body. Her hands tingled. She opened her eyes to find her fingertips glowing slightly with the same energy that pulsed beneath Emberclaw's scales. "What is happening?" she whispered, staring at her hands. "You are accessing Heartkin fire," Silveriel explained with awe. "It is the defensive magic of the dragons. The fact that you can channel it at all is remarkable. Is this why the Eldorath call me the Great Husband?" Lily asked, flexing her glowing fingers. "Partly," Kate answered. "Your title came from your act of saving my sister. But it has new meaning now. You are the first non-Eldorath to bond with Royal Heartkin, the first to channel their fire." Emberclaw nudged Lily affectionately, his amber eyes seeming to glow with pride. The connection between them felt stronger than ever. She could sense his thoughts, not in words, but in emotions and images. He wanted to protect her, to fight alongside her. He was still young but growing stronger each day. The peaceful training was interrupted when the ship suddenly lurched. Lily was thrown against the wall, Emberclaw immediately covering her with his body. "Commander." To the bridge, Dana's urgent voice came over the intercom. "The Voidcarvers are attacking." Lily ran to the bridge, Emberclaw flying alongside her, Silveriel and Kate close behind. The tactical display showed 5 Voidcarver ships had broken formation and were firing on the outermost Earth Alliance vessel shields at 60%. Dana reported as Lily took command. The Void Carver's weapons are unlike anything we've encountered. They seem to disrupt energy fields at the quantum level. We need to coordinate. Our response, Lily decided. Signal the Alliance ships to fall back to defensive positions around the horizon. Kate, can your vessel provide? Support Kate. Nodded. The Shimmerwind has weapons that may be effective against Void Carver shields, but we must be careful. They are not trying to destroy us yet. They are testing our defenses, learning our capabilities. Their real target is Emberclaw, Silveriel added. The dragon, sensing his name, moved closer to Lily. The rest is merely obstacle removal, as if, confirming her words, the communications officer called out, Commander, they are broadcasting some kind of signal. It's not on any known frequency on speakers. Lily ordered. A harsh mechanical sound filled the bridge, causing everyone to wince. Emberclaw, growled, his scales bristling. It's a demand. Kate translated, her expression dark. They are calling for the surrender of the Royal Heartkin. They offer to spare the ships if we comply. The reinforcements were not what anyone expected. Those are Eldorath vessels, Kate exclaimed as the new arrivals took position around the beleaguered Earth ships, the Royal Guard. They must have followed our distress beacon. Dozens of sleek, biologically enhanced ships emerged from shimmering portals in space. Their hulls seemed alive, shifting and adapting to the battlefield conditions. Without hesitation, they engaged the Void Carver forces. Lily felt relief wash over her, but it was short-lived. The pain from the resonance weapon continued to pound through her skull. Emberclaw curled around her protectively, his own distress. Evident, Silveriel knelt beside them, placing her hands on both Lily and Emberclaw. I can help, she said, her voice strained. But you must trust me completely. Lily nodded, unable to speak through the pain. Silveriel's hands began to glow with a soft blue light. As she touched Lily's temples, the excruciating pain dulled to a manageable ache. What did you do? Lily gasped. I have temporarily rerouted the bond through myself. Silveriel explained, her voice weak. The resonance weapon cannot target it as effectively when spread across 3 beings rather than 2. But I cannot maintain this for long. On the tactical display, the battle had shifted. The arrival of the Eldorath Royal Guard had caught the Void Carvers by surprise. Their formation was breaking. Commander, incoming transmission from the lead Eldorath vessel. Dana reported on screen. Lily ordered, struggling to her feet with Emberclaw's support. The image of a regal Eldorath woman appeared. Her resemblance to Kate and Silveriel was unmistakable, though she appeared older, more authoritative. I am High Counselor Lyra of the Eldorath, she announced. We received the royal beacon and came as quickly as possible. Her eyes widened as she noticed Lily with Emberclaw and the obvious signs of their bond. Is this the human who bonded with Royal Heartkin? Kate stepped forward. Mother, this is Commander Lily Walsh of Earth Alliance. The great husband who saved Silveriel. Lyra studied Lily intensely. I see the bond is true, she said finally. Most unexpected, but perhaps fortuitous. The Void Carvers will retreat temporarily, but they will return in greater numbers. They want the Royal Heartkin more than ever now that it has bonded with a new species. What do they want with Emberclaw? Lily asked. The question had been nagging at her since the beginning. Lyra hesitated, exchanging glances with her daughters. Finally, she spoke. Royal Heartkin possess a unique ability, Commander. They can access the deepest layers of reality, what we call the Shimmer. The Void Carvers believe they can use this ability to extend their reach beyond this galaxy. They would weaponize the Heartkin essence. Emberclaw growled as if understanding the conversation. We must withdraw to Eldorath space, Lyra continued. The Royal Guard can cover our retreat. Lily shook her head. With respect, High Counselor, this is Earth Alliance territory. We cannot allow the Void Carvers to establish a foothold here. If they want Emberclaw so badly, they will follow us wherever we go. We need to make a stand here. Lyra looked surprised at the contradiction, but Kate intervened. Mother, Lily speaks wisdom. The human ships have capabilities that complement our own, and Lily has shown remarkable adaptation to the Heartkin bond. The ship shuddered as another attack hit their shields. We have no time to debate, Lily said. The Void Carvers are regrouping. Hi. Counselor, your ships have weapons our vessels lack. We have tactical experience your forces can use together. We might defeat them here and now. Lyra considered for a moment. Very well. Great husband. We will coordinate our attacks. But know this. If we fail, the consequences will extend far beyond this system. The Void Carvers will use Heartkin energy to open pathways to countless worlds. The next hours were the most intense of Lily's career. She coordinated a joint human Eldorath defense focusing on using complementary technologies. The Eldorath vessels could disrupt Void Carver energy systems, while Earth ships delivered conventional attacks to damaged areas. Emberclaw remained by her side, his presence strengthening her. The resonance attacks continued, but with Silveriel's help. The pain remained manageable. Lily found she could even use the bond to anticipate enemy movements, sensing disturbances in what the Eldorath called the shimmer. Before they appeared on instruments, the Void Carvers fought with mechanical precision but lacked the adaptability of the combined forces. Their numerical advantage began to wane, as ship after ship was disabled or destroyed. But the victory came at a cost. 3 Earth vessels were critically damaged. The Eldorath lost several smaller craft as the battle reached its peak. A massive Void Carver ship emerged from the darkness of space. Unlike the others, this vessel was enormous. Its hull bristled with weapons. The Harvester. Kate whispered. Her face, pale. Lily felt Emberclaw tense beside her. A wave of fear not her own washed over her through their bond. The dragon recognized this ship, or at least understood what it represented. It's here for Emberclaw. Silveriel confirmed. The Harvester can extract and store Heartkin energy. The massive ship ignored the ongoing battle, moving directly toward the horizon. Its weapons systems powered up, focusing on their position. All ships concentrate fire on the Harvester, Lily ordered. But even as the words left her mouth, she knew conventional weapons would have little effect on a vessel of that size. Emberclaw suddenly stood tall. His wings extended fully. His entire body began to glow with intense heat. What is he doing? Lily asked, feeling the bond between them pulse with energy. He is preparing to fight, Kate said with awe. He is still young, but Royal Heartkin can tap into ancient power when threatened. Lily felt the energy building within Emberclaw, flowing through their bond into her own body. Her hands began to glow with the same crimson light that surrounded the dragon. The heat was intense but didn't burn her. The Harvester fired. A beam of cold blue energy lanced toward the horizon. The shields barely held under the assault. We cannot withstand another hit like that. Dana reported shields at critical levels. Emberclaw roared, the sound vibrating through the ship. Through their bond, Lily understood what he wanted to do, what he needed from her. He wants to fight directly, she said. We need to. Get closer, Commander, that would be suicide. Dana protested, we have no choice. Lily replied, if that Harvester takes Emberclaw, the consequences will be catastrophic for both our peoples. High Counselor Lyra spoke from the communication screen. I will send escort vessels to protect the horizon as you approach. But you must understand what you are asking your crew to risk. I understand. Lily said her decision made helm set course for the Harvester maximum thrust. As the horizon moved toward the massive enemy vessel, Emberclaw grew increasingly agitated. His size seemed to increase further, his muscles rippling beneath his scales. The temperature on the bridge rose dramatically. Lily, we have a problem, Silveriel said. Her voice strained. The resonance weapon is adapting. It is targeting our 3-way bond. I cannot hold it much longer. Lily felt the pain returning sharper than before. Emberclaw roared in shared agony. The connection between them fluctuated, threatening to break. The Harvester fired. Again. The beam struck an Eldorath escort vessel, vaporizing it instantly. We are in range. Dana reported, her voice tight with tension. Lily stood, feeling power surging through her body. Her hands glowed with Heartkin fire. Emberclaw pressed against her, sighed, his strength flowing into her. Open the airlock, she ordered. Commander Walsh, Dana protested. We can't do it now, Lily commanded. There is no other way. Silveriel stepped forward. I am coming with you, she said. The life bond connects all three of us. Now I can help stabilize it against the resonance attacks. The airlock was on the ship's upper deck closest to the harvester. Lily, Emberclaw, and Silveriel made their way there as the ship shuddered under continued assault. Emberclaw had grown so large he barely fit through the corridors. His wings folded tightly against his body. Kate met them at the airlock. What you are attempting has never been done, she said. The great husband, channeling Heartkin fire through a life bond stabilized by Eldorath. Magic, it has to work, Lily said. There is no other option. Kate nodded. Then, take this. She handed Silveriel a small crystal. This contains the essence of our family line. It will strengthen your ability to stabilize the bond. The airlock chamber was designed for repairs and emergencies, not as a launch platform. Lily activated her emergency spacesuit while Silveriel generated a shimmering field around herself. Are you ready? Lily asked. Both her companions. Emberclaw rumbled his assent. Silveriel nodded, gripping the crystal tightly. Lily took a deep breath. Depressurize and open outer door. The air rushed out of the chamber. The outer door slid open, revealing the vastness of space, and beyond it, the looming bulk of the harvester. Even from this distance, Lily could see energy collectors extending from its hull like hungry mouths ready to devour Emberclaw's power. Now Lily shouted, though no sound traveled in the vacuum. Emberclaw launched himself from the airlock, his wings extending fully. In space, his body glowed with internal fire. Silveriel gripped Lily's hand as they followed. Floating in the dragon's wake, protected by Eldorath magic, the harvester reacted immediately. Multiple weapon systems targeted the approaching dragon energy. Beams lanced out but somehow curved around them, deflected by the combined power of their bond. Lily felt the resonance weapon activate again. The pain threatened to overwhelm her, but Silveriel squeezed her hand tighter. The crystal between them pulsed with blue energy, counteracting the Void Carver attack. Through the haze of pain and power, Lily saw their objective, a central collection array on the harvester's hull. It pulsed with the same blue energy that, 1 year after the battle with the harvester, Lily stood on the observation platform of the newly constructed Harmony Station. The massive space station orbited a neutral point between Earth Alliance space and the Eldorath Shimmer pathways, serving as headquarters for the United Defense Force and Diplomatic Exchange Center. Emberclaw lounged beside her, his massive form now fully grown. His wingspan stretched nearly 20 meters when extended. His scales shimmered crimson and gold in the starlight. At full size, he was magnificent, powerful yet gentle with those he considered family. Much has changed, Silveriel said, joining them on the platform. She wore a combination of Eldorath ceremonial robes and Earth Alliance insignia, representing her position as joint ambassador. Lily smiled, taking her hand. That might be the understatement of the century, after the destruction of the harvester. Both humans and Eldorath had recognized the need for closer cooperation. The Void Carvers had retreated, but intelligence suggested they were regrouping, building new harvesters, preparing for another attempt to capture Royal Heartkin energy. Harmony Station was the physical manifestation of the Alliance, designed with both human technology and Eldorath biological components. It represented the best of both civilizations. The station housed research facilities, defense coordination centers, cultural exchange programs, and the newly formed Heartkin Academy, where humans and Eldorath with potential for dragon bonding could train together. Lily had been appointed commander of the Joint Defense Force. Her unique bond with Emberclaw made her the perfect bridge between the species. Her title of the Great Husband had stuck much to her continued embarrassment, though she had gradually stopped correcting people. The honor guard will be arriving soon, Silveriel reminded her. The ceremony begins in 1 hour. Lily nodded, straightening her formal uniform. The day marked the official recognition of the alliance by both governments. Earth Alliance President Alice Bennett and High Counselor Lyra would sign the treaty aboard Harmony Station with representatives from both species in attendance. Emberclaw rumbled softly, sensing Lily's thoughts. The dragon had grown not just in size but in wisdom. Their bond had deepened over the months, allowing increasingly complex communication. Though not in words, they could share concepts, images, emotions with remarkable clarity. He thinks we should have worn the ceremonial armor, Silveriel translated with a smile. He believes it makes you look more impressive. Lily scratched under Emberclaw's chin, earning a rumbling purr. Tell him the diplomatic corps insisted on formal uniforms for the ceremony. The armor is for battlefield, not politics. Emberclaw snorted a small puff of smoke rising from his nostrils. He says politics is just another kind of battlefield. Silveriel laughed. Lily could not argue with that. The past year had been filled with negotiations, compromises, and occasional heated debates as the two species learned to work together. The differences in culture, technology, and biology had created numerous challenges, but the shared threat of the Void Carvers had provided motivation to overcome these obstacles. Commander Walsh, Admiral Phillips has arrived. Dana called over the communication system. She requests your presence in the reception hall. Tell her I'm on my way, Lily responded. With a final glance at the stars, she turned toward the interior of the station, Emberclaw and Silverielli following close behind. The reception hall was already filling with dignitaries from both species, humans in formal attire mingled with Eldorath in their color-shifting robes. Several smaller Heartkin darted through the air above the crowd bonded to high-ranking Eldorath officials. None approached Emberclaw's size or radiance. Admiral Phillips stood near the entrance, conversing with Kate, now officially recognized as Grand Magus of the Eldorath. Both women had been instrumental in the formation of the alliance. Lily. Carol spotted them approaching. The Admiral smiled warmly. Commander Walsh looking sharp. The Great Husband title seems to suit you better every time I see you. Lily resisted the urge to roll her eyes. The title had become something of a friendly joke between them. Still carrying the weight of two civilizations on your shoulders. Admiral Phillips laughed. All part of the job. Her expression grew more serious. How are the new recruits progressing at the academy? The first joint training class had begun 3 months earlier. Humans and Eldorath learning to work together, studying each other's technologies and cultures, most significantly testing for potential Heartkin. Bonding promising, Lily replied. We have identified 7 humans with bonding potential. 3 have already formed preliminary connections with Heartkin hatchlings. Kate nodded. This exceeds our expectations. The ability seems more common in humans than we initially believed, perhaps because you lack the natural barriers Eldorath developed through evolution. The fact that humans could bond with dragons had been the most surprising discovery following Lily's pioneering connection. The Eldorath had been both astonished and delighted. Finding new hope for the endangered Heartkin species, Emberclaw had been one of the last royal Heartkin, but the regular Heartkin still numbered in the hundreds. Now, with human partners, their future looked brighter. Emberclaw's breeding program is also showing results. Silveriel added, the first clutch of eggs is developing well. The dragon preened at the mention of his contribution. As the last royal Heartkin of breeding age, he had taken his responsibility seriously, mating with a few remaining female Heartkin. The resulting eggs showed strong energy signatures promising a new generation of dragons. President Bennett has arrived, Admiral Phillips announced, spotting the Earth Alliance leader entering with her entourage. We should take our positions. The ceremony was elaborate, combining traditions from both cultures. The massive chamber had been decorated with living Eldorath plants that glowed with soft bioluminescence alongside Earth Alliance banners and symbols. Heartkin of various sizes perched on special platforms around the room, their scales adding flashes of color to the scene. High Counselor Lyra arrived last, her entrance marked by a procession of Eldorath playing crystalline instruments that created hauntingly beautiful melodies. She approached the central platform where President Bennett waited. Lily took her place between the two leaders, Emberclaw behind her, Silveriel at her side. As the Great Husband, she would witness the signing representing the bridge between species. Today, we formalize an alliance born of necessity but sustained by friendship. President Bennett began, her voice carrying through the chamber. Earth and Eldorath, two peoples separated by vast distances and different evolutionary paths, now united in common purpose. High Counselor Lyra spoke next. The Void Carvers sought to divide us to harvest the Heartkin and leave our worlds vulnerable. Instead, they created the circumstances for our peoples to find each other. A fortunate accident that has become destiny. Lily felt the weight of the moment. Her thoughts turned to that day on Frostheim. A routine survey mission. A crashed ship, a simple blanket offered to someone in need. How could she have known that such a small act would lead to this? The ancient texts speak of a time when different species would stand together against the darkness. Lyra continued. When Heartkin would bond with new blood, bringing renewed strength to the old lines. The great husband was foretold, though we did not understand the prophecy until now. This was news to Lily. She glanced at Silvariel, who simply smiled mysteriously. President Bennett nodded. The Earth Alliance has always sought peaceful cooperation with other species. Now we find, not just allies but friends. Our differences make us stronger together than we ever could be. Apart. The two leaders stepped forward, each placing a hand on the treaty document, a combination of traditional paper and living Eldorath membrane that would record the agreement in both technologies. As witnesses, we call upon the Great Husband Commander Lily Walsh of Earth. Alliance bonded to Royal Heartkin and life bonded to third daughter Silvariel. Lyra intoned. Lily stepped forward, placing her hand on the document, Emberclaw extending one massive claw to touch it as well. Silvariel completed the circle, her hand resting gently atop Lily's. With this gesture, we unite our peoples in friendship and common purpose. Bennett declared, our knowledge, our resources, our strength shared in defense of life against those who would harvest it. The document glowed briefly as both technologies activated, recording the historic moment. Applause erupted throughout the chamber, humans and Eldorath celebrating together. As the formal ceremony concluded, the gathering transitioned to celebration. Food and drink from both worlds were served. Musicians from Earth and Eldorath performed together, creating new harmonies. Lily found a moment of quiet in a side chamber. Emberclaw curled around her, his large form somehow making the space feel more intimate rather than crowded. You should be proud, Silvariel said, joining them. Your actions made all this possible. Lily shook her head. It was an accident I just offered. You a blanket, I had no idea what it would lead to. The dragon rumbled softly, his thoughts flowing through their bond. What did he say? Lily asked. He says there are no accidents in the weaving of stars. Silvariel translated. Some threads are meant to. Crosskate entered the chamber, Grand Magus robes flowing around her. The new bonded pairs wish to meet you, she said. They look to you as their example. Lily nodded. Though she still felt uncomfortable with her status as a pioneer, she had accepted her responsibility to those who followed her path. The human Eldorath pairs needed guidance in navigating their new connections. The young humans entered first, followed by